Good morning. Today I'm actually in Kentucky, not too far from my home. Parked in the Scotts Gap section of Jefferson Memorial Forest, and using that parking lot as the jumping off point for my adventure. So I have a couple goals for today outside of the just get some exercise, get outdoors, get some fresh air type of goals. First one is to celebrate the life of one of my oldest best friends. Passed away several years ago, veteran of the United States Army, and struggled with mental illness and lost that battle. So out for his birthday, just, you know, keep him in my thoughts. The other is there's an old cemetery. I was doing some looking around on maps, online mapping apps, and noticed there was a little cemetery up on a hillside. I used to run this road, made a loop out of it, and connected it with the Knobstone Trail, so I wouldn't have to do an out and back. And have been by it many times. But I noticed the road. I guess I just never thought of it, what's up there, too much. But I guess it's a cemetery. So did a little more digging into that and saw that there was a grave of an unknown Civil War soldier buried there. So just wanted to check that out. This is an extremely narrow road. It's beautiful though. Relatively quiet valley. Another thing I wanted to do was try out this new camera mount. Bought this camera mount a couple weeks back and I haven't used it since, so I wanted to give it a try. I've been pretty excited to use it, but one thing after the other, haven't been able to use it yet till now. Horse crossing. I'm not going to give out the exact location of this. It's not going to be real hard to figure out for those in the area, but if you do know where it is or figure out where it is and you come out here and visit yourself, just be respectful. I have to admit, it's a stunning location. One of the things I read on the site that I was looking at, it had a bit of information on who was buried here when. And it said 1978 was the first time a hearse was driven up here. Before 1978, everyone was carried up here by hand, or it said dragged up here by sleigh and mule 45 years ago. It's not real long in the grand scheme of things. Now to try and find this Civil War soldier. It's a big place. Well, I'll be back with you when I find him. Well, after going up and down the aisles, there's my bike. There is the marker that was put on there relatively recently. It said on the website that I was looking at that there was a flagstone marker, but I'm guessing it's either gone or under the leaves. Here is a grave of an unknown soldier. Alright, so it says here, a fieldstone marker also exists here for an unknown Civil War soldier as his body was found in Christopher Snodder's barn loft, frozen to death. Mr. Snodder buried him as he found no identification on the body. Well, I figured I'd tie that into my little memorial ride from Mark, and it's neither here nor there if this is a Confederate or a Union. At the end of the day, we're all just human beings. Whatever side that this particular person chose, he survived the war and didn't survive the weather. It's unfortunate he never made it back to his family. It's quite the spot. This is pretty darn steep. And it's still a used cemetery. There's newer markers there. People that have recently passed away have been laid to rest there. So all these tree trunks here that they've, I believe it's the Parks Department has laid down here, is to keep people out of here and tearing it up with their four-wheel drives. So I'm heading up to what's called Metz Gap. I parked over at Scott's Gap. Gap, I guess, is the eastern part of the country's version of a pass out in the west in the mountains. And here is Metz Gap. And the property on either side of this road is owned by Jefferson Memorial Forest. And the Siltstone Trail crosses up here. Little parking area here. Turn left on Blevins Gap. Went down, now we go back up. Just the way it is along the Ohio River. Share the road. And we are coming up on Blevins Gap. The namesake of this road. There it is. All right. Down from here. Yeah, it's definitely a great place to ride. Just make sure you wear your bright colored clothes and have your blinky lights, at least on the back. Can't miss that. I'm just going up Scott's Gap. Not going to be a long one today. Just wanted to get out, get the blood moving, check that cemetery out. Be kind, love yourself. Scott's Gap. And we're coming back up to the Siltstone Trail. Crossed it on Bear Camp earlier. Now we're crossing it on Scott's Gap. Parking lot's right up here.